Yeah.
We are recording.
Yeah, we're back, baby. We're back with another podcast, and we switched the seating arrangements because we've got a very special guest today with us. It's none other than Mr. Dan O'Reilly, a.k.a. Dapper Laughs, and we're joined as ever by Leo Curse, a.k.a. Pun Man.
Not funny.
It's
Well, I was young and needed money.
about 59. Nico Yearwood, a.k.a. the Bajan Sensation. Behind the camera, we got our producer extraordinaire, Mooch, a.k.a. the Vanilla Gorilla. And I'm, as ever, Darius Davies, a.k.a. the Mad Lad of Jihad.
Just the idea that ISIS would take your application.
Yeah, ISIS would love me to. I'll be a wicked ISIS agent.
ISIS would crush you under a wall.
No, because they would use me as a sleeper cell to go into the West, become part of the West, and then get them that way.
ISIS would use
by doing podcasts.
ISIS would use you as a wank sock.
Look, listen, we've got a guest today.
Yeah,
so
I feel like I'm being recruited. Am I being recruited?
Well, you've got the beard, so you've done step one.
And you got the good production values on your videos as well.
Thank you.
And also you've been labelled a misogynist, so basically that's all three things that we need to be recruited into. How do you feel about praying 5 times a day?
Mate, I've been taking Karen heads off for years. The Bajan Sensation. You should start OnlyFans with that. That'd get some mad clicks.
When I get more muscles, when I get more built, I'll start that.
You said you don't want to get too much.
No, I don't want to lose too much weight from my face. I want to lose weight from my.
Have you been
belly.
working out your face in the gym?
Nah, that's what I was complaining about. Is that you can't choose where you lose fat from.
Oh.
You should be able to choose. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to lose fat from just here, but not here.
Right.
I was saying like Craig David looks strange since you.
Oh man, he went down to like something like 2% body fat or something. It's ridiculous.
And his face don't look good.
Man, none of him looked good. He looked all like you can see all the individual veins.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
He looks like the actual Bo Selector mask now. It's like, do you know what I mean?
That's the thing with working out. You gotta find the right balance and when to stop. Because some people take it too far, and then you just look weird, man.
Yeah. I don't think you're quite at that stage yet, Nico. Like you can do another few hours in the gym yet.
I'm more built than you.
Oh, really? You're more built than me, are you?
After 3 weeks, I got pecs.
You got well done.
You got
well
tits.
done.
My pecs look better than yours.
Well, you can't see my pecs 'cause I got a shirt on. Also, I'm much older than you.
But still,
This podcast is mad.
Yeah, sorry, let's not just discuss Leo
I
and
feel like I should have gone to the gym before this podcast. Have we got to strip off or?
all right, let's try and get some sense of order in here. For those of you who don't
that's
know,
not our brand, Darius.
Oh, it's not our brand. I mean, okay.
Why are you trying to be professional?
I'm not. I'm just only because I don't. Last time we got accused of wasting the guest time.
Oh man.
Oh, it's definitely not happening.
No, I've got loads of time. No, I'm unemployed.
So anyway, so Dapper, I've never met you before.
No.
This is the first time I've met you, but you were gigging on the scene. You were well known. You gigged with Nico. You gigged with Leo. And
I think you had a
Years
gig
ago,
in Clapham. Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah. A lot of
Jam
people,
Tree.
The Jam Tree, yeah. A lot of people think I just sort of like worked in an office and then discovered Vine and sort of popped onto Vine and started being really offensive. But actually, I've been offensive on the comedy circuit. I used to put on competitions, run comedy nights, and
What was it called?
Brand Spanking Comedy.
Brand Spanking Comedy. That's the one, yeah.
I found it difficult. It's like a vicious circle, and trying to get paid gigs and trying to get decent time on stage when you're first starting out. So I thought if I do my own gigs, I could host them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it grew from there. Turned into a bit of a business. So
nice. And then so I don't know how I missed you because I was gigging at the time, so I don't know how I missed you. But suddenly it seemed like overnight you were suddenly huge.
yeah, social media.
Social media, and you were flying. And I watched
from Vine.
From Vine, mate. Yeah, Vine. Vine's the one. Do you know what I mean? TikTok's just fucking. I do TikToks, but I feel like a nonce on there. It's like, do you know what I mean? I'm dancing and that, and I'm thinking the people that are watching this are probably about 6, like, and I'm like, yeah, go. But no, Vine to me was, it made me. It was my launch pad, and it was the perfect combination. 6 seconds. It was like you could split into 2 seconds, like the big, like when you write a joke, the beginning, the middle, the reveal, and the Vine was perfect for me. me. It was easy. I understood it, and I created a way of telling a joke on there visually and just replicated it. So
well, that's. I mean,
Yeah, that's a skill, man.
Yeah, I don't know why you looked at me and went, you know how you write a joke? I'm like, no, I definitely don't know how you write a joke. Yeah.
But that's a skill, though. Not many people can master that, and it's underappreciated.
Yeah, I think when I see sketches, visual sketches online, especially if people film them off their phones and they do them and it comes together, I think it's a piece of art. I think it's an art form. Yeah.
It is a skill. It's definitely different to stand up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a skill that stand up can help, and or vice versa.
That's what I found with stand up. Like, have you found with doing stand up and then going into other things, like the stand up skills are sort of almost more useful in the other things than they are in stand up?
Yeah, I think that with stand up comedy, it's this, you visualize the joke, don't you, in your mind? You visualize the joke, and the timing is exactly the same as you'd do if you're recording it on an app on your phone. So instead of just saying it and the timing just being in your voice and against the audience, the timing, you just create the timing in the edit.
Yeah.
But the way you visualize a joke in your mind, it's the same.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, man, you blew up. Like on Vine, you blew up, and you're doing tours and shows, and you're huge. And you had an ITV dating show. Man, me and my brother watched it. It was brilliant.
I thought it was all right.
It was
one of the funniest fucking. It had a warm heart. You're taking basically, so it was like a dating advice show. So you take like
no hopers and
taking people like Leo.
No, Nico. I just got engaged.
Yeah. Also,
she's fit.
She's fit as well.
fit.
Imported from Russia.
No, from Ireland.
I love the way that he says she's fit, like he's surprised. And she's fit.
Like Nico might, So I'm not a no-hoper.
And he used to be a pickup artist.
Yeah, I was at around about the same time. I was in the sort of pickup artist community.
No.
So is Nico. So is Nico. So is Nico.
You brought me along, but I went to one. I was like,
see, this
guy's got no help.
No, you didn't.
No.
You came along to them. You're like, oh, Leo, tell me all the secrets. Tell me the magic words. Tell me the magic words.
But this
I
is
went to two meetings with you. No, not meetings.
We weren't alcoholics.
Meetings.
You went to groups learning how to pick up girls.
There were two.
Yeah, we didn't have skills like
whatever.
No, so this is where the grey area is.
There was no teaching, though. There was no teaching. It was just a group of sad men.
I taught Nico everything he knows.
See, I was actually just making jokes about going out and trying to pull birds. You were doing it.
yeah. Which is now seen as like some horrific. They're trying to outlaw chatting up women.
Oh, you can't chat up women anymore.
Yeah. Which is a shame, man. It's all been moved on to like, apps and things. You know what's behind it? It's nerd men who don't have any like game, don't have any
they've
skills
taken
to
over.
talk to women. So they're like, they see guys like you who are like going and chatting up women, chatting to women in the street, and like they say, oh no, we've got to make that illegal because I can't do that.
I don't know. It is a mad situation now, and I think that it's made it even worse. Like if you imagine how difficult it is to go and talk to a woman anyway, and now you feel like a predator doing it. Do you know?
Yeah, it's already a scary thing to do, to walk up to a woman and be like, "Hey, how's it going? I just came over to chat you up or whatever." Like it was already like you're like, huh.
Yeah, it's
and like now you got the threat of fucking she's gonna mace you and phone the police.
What kind of Harvey Weinstein rapist are you coming up saying hello to? Saying hello to a
yeah, but that's the thing. Saying a lot of women should be fucking.
But it's such like getting into this always gets me in trouble. But it's such a mad thing because you walk up to a woman, you're like, "Hi, how are you? Like, would you like a drink?" She's like, "Are you trying to fuck me?" You're like, "Fucking yes." I am. Yeah. Like, are we not allowed to fuck now? Like, what's going on? Is that? Sorry, is that? You know what I mean? Is that? But. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I go out, not much anymore, and women try and fuck me. I don't get the ump with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like last week we were talking about there's these posters on the tube about staring and how staring is now deemed to be sexual harassment, intense staring. But it completely depends on who's staring at you.
Yeah, if the guy is.
Yeah, if it's fucking Antonio Banderas, it's not really.
No, of course. And what about blind people? They're going to be fucked. You know what I mean? You have blind people on the train going like that, and the woman's going, "That's it. That's enough." But yeah, no, I mean, it's like, come on.
To be fair, he shouldn't have been prodding her with the stick.
But no, I can understand from that perspective. I've got two daughters now, so my view on a lot of things have changed. Stuff that I found funny back then, not so much now. And if Dapper Laughs turned up at my door, when my daughters are 16, we're like, "Oh, yeah, fuck off,
man.
Fuck off."
Yeah,
So,
but that's the thing. But
having kids mellows you and makes you review, because even some of the material I write now, I'm like, would I want my daughter to hear me say this shit?
Exactly.
And then I edit it out and I'm like, nah, half of it, I gotta go.
That's interesting, man, because you all got daughters.
Yeah.
But I got son
all
as
the
well.
stuff that he edits out, I take and use in my set.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Like when my daughter's stuck, because my missus is a strong northern bird and she's quite a feminist actually, and she's very much about equality, women's rights, and women, and she's very powerful and scary. And I'm worried that when my daughters get to a certain age, like, am I going to go? Oh, by the way, on YouTube, there's quite a lot of stuff, yeah. And also, I've done a few interviews and there's stuff. Or do I just see if she finds out on what she thinks?
Just change your name.
You're like a porn star. Yeah, he's gonna find their porn videos. But even saying that though, all those videos that you made. It was in character. It wasn't like this is what I'm. This is me. It's like this is a pastiche.
Well, no.
of something.
The truth of it is, when you really sort of start mastering social media, it's like you've got your own algorithm in your mind. Like it's like business, yeah. So when you work out what's going viral and what's getting likes and what's getting followers, then that's the course you go down. And the more and more I realised that the controversial stuff was making me bigger and bigger and bigger and was going viral. Because listen, if you don't like it, you comment on it. If you do like it, you comment on it. And also it puts you in a niche. So, I was young as well. And the shit that I found funny when I was mid-20s, like back in 2014, like mid-20s to early 30s, I had a pretty dumb sense of humour back then. Do you know what I mean? I was out with my mates and I was chasing girls. And my comedy is always a real exaggeration on what's around me now, what I'm taking in. So Dapper Laughs was meant to take the piss out of lad culture.
But that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was meant to take the piss out of lad culture. And when people, journalists and everyone at the beginning started really getting the hump and it started causing a stir, I thought to myself, fucking, this is brilliant. I'm a genius. You know what I mean? I'm a genius. They can't differentiate between the cat. But I think because I'm working class, I don't. And I honestly believe this. If you're like Sacha Baron Cohen or you're Oxford educated or something like that, I honestly believe that people think you're intelligent enough to be ironic, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're a working class comedian and you haven't shown much of your background, they haven't seen you come up through the comedy world, and then you just appear on social media, they're like, nah, he's fucking dumb and he's being malice. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, you were too close to the character. They think you didn't.
And also the volume of material you're putting out. Like there's bound to be a few that go over the line. You know what I mean? And also you don't have time to like test it in clubs or whatever. You're just recording it straight to your phone and putting it up. Yeah. So I thought it was kind of unfair that they're just picking, look, this one, and this one.
I thought the thing that mainly got you cancelled was the stand-up set.
Yeah, the rape joke.
Yeah.
But was it not that, or was it?
No, do you know what? It was building like they got the hump with the. I mean, it was just.
Can we just so because this is maybe some people aren't aware. So basically, Dapper came up through the clubs, went viral on social media. Then he got a TV show on ITV2, Dapper on the Pool, and he was getting growing, doing really, really well. Had his audience, and then suddenly the comedy community started turning against you, which I think was partly fueled by jealousy because you came up from nowhere, superseded everyone. Like, what the fuck, this guy's
and also doing what people consider the lowest hanging fruit type of comedy, you know.
But also
well, you didn't do puns, did you?
Fuck you, Darius.
You were a musical comedian.
He's talking about 3 jokes. Yeah, fucking. You stolen one.
You didn't use a projector, did you?
Darius used a projector. You're not even a real comedian giving a fucking PowerPoint presentation.
But, okay, so you came up, had the TV show, then there was like comedians started to like basically just slagging you, and they felt they could do that as well because they felt that you weren't part of the community, and then they caused a controversy in your show. Just for the audience.
The heat came from the show when you got the TV show, or was the heat from the rape joke?
So I think I was getting heat from the TV show. There was a lot of journalists, like Guardian journalists and Times journalists and stuff, and a big piece had come out saying that my TV show was an almanac for rape.
That's right, Lee Kern wrote that.
Yeah, and that fucking... Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Fuck shit.
Yeah, well, fuck Lee.
Yeah, fuck
You're allowed to call him a cunt as well.
He's a... Nah, I'm past it.
Ironically, he writes with Ali G.
Do you know what I mean? He what?
He writes with Ali G.
Yeah, so he wrote for the new Borat movie.
He writes Ali G's stuff, so it's just interesting that you mentioned that there's a dichotomy of class issues.
Yeah, of course.
Just so you know.
Does he?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
he's a writer.
Yeah, the irony.
Yeah.
But
Darius used dichotomy right. Give him a horn there.
There we go.
Please. That's the
Well done.
Give me
first.
the horn, man. I said the dichotomy.
That one really impressed me. I was like, fucking hell, Darius. He's off the meds.
I'm not on them today. I'm not on them.
what's he doing? Is he learning new words? Is he?
Yeah.
It's a bit hit and miss with whether it gets them right or not.
But yeah, no. Basically, the TV show was getting. We were getting the you know. It was at the time. It was very easy to piss people off. Do you know what I mean? And also
Things have changed.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like lad culture, you know, misogynistic humour, and all of that stuff. It was, you know, it was just the time was running out for it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, and then I lost my temper with this article saying it was an almanac for rape, and I'd done a stand-up show drunk, and it was one of my O2 shows. It was a big show, I think, a couple of thousand people there, and I
This was after the article.
after the article, I'd read it in the morning, and I come out.
Had it on your mind.
I fucking was furious, yeah, because my family's actually been affected by sexual violence, right? And I was like, how can they connect me taking, you know, lads that can't talk to girls, giving them confidence, giving them a makeover, giving them jokes, littering it with like sketches, and then sending them off to talk to women. How's, you know, what's that got to do with rape, right? But if you spin it hard enough, obviously, you know, you can get there with it. And I just went on stage and said, you know, it's stupid, but if I wanted to create a show about rape, I wouldn't have spent 10 years working my way up and 6 months writing, you know, 6 episodes, 6 30-minute episodes. I just would have done one 1-minute episode and said, go down the road, get some duct tape, tie a bow and rape her. Yeah. And I was angry about it, right? And then someone in the audience shouted out, because it was all women at my shows, madly enough.
Yeah, they loved you.
They loved
Or
it. And
maybe they still love you. I don't know.
Well, so, only one. Love you too, babe. Until this podcast blows up. And I just, a woman at the front said, my friend loves you. She's gagging for a rape. And I went, oh, she's gagging for a rape, is she? And that was it.
Because I saw that clip and I didn't know that joke you told before that. And I remember that. I thought, he's just doing crowd work, replying what she said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what they did is they edited it. So when they circulated it on social media and they circulated it in the press and they circulated it finally on Newsnight, it was me coming out and going, go down the road, get some duct tape, rape a bird. And then pointing at the audience going, she's gagging for a rape. Yeah. It's like, wow, this guy's actually a rapist.
And that's how we're going to edit the podcast.
Can you say that again, clean? Just into the mic.
So it's heart-wrenching, really, because when when the news articles come out and then the audience, like the social media, the Twitter mob, they're like, the articles will say, do you want a pro-rape comedian performing at the campus? Do you want a pro-rape comedian in Scotland? And people don't do their own research into the content. They just go, no. And then the next thing, it's simultaneous. Dapper Laughs rape. It's like the brand is just, that's all it is. Yeah. So, mad.
And then and the comedians signed a letter.
Fucking mental, innit?
As well. Yeah.
We did some research for this podcast. We actually, we don't have the letter, but we did read the letter.
What did the letter say? I never read it.
Do we have the letter? So basically, there's a whole signature of we've got the names. Also, just so you know,
we took off that first though before we.
I've never heard of half of these comedians. There's all these like comedians that like. Maybe they're going then, but they're like open mics and stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, you wouldn't have any actual comedians that have made it signing something to get.
I just want to say, so just so you know, this podcast space is used by lots of people. Carl Donnelly is on this list. He signed it, and he's doing a podcast in here right after this one.
Get him in here now.
So let's fucking have a fight.
Get him in here now.
You should batter him.
He's vegan, so you're easy.
No, Carl is a good guy.
Wait, can we look at the list? Can we look at the full list of names?
Yeah, can we read the letter? Down. What does it
scroll
say?
Down.
I never read this. What did the letter actually say? Like, as a group of people, we don't support what he does and we want him cancelled.
Oh, it's too long. These fucking nerds. Jesus Christ.
You look very young there.
You look good there, man.
You look handsome there, mate.
Yeah, that was before alcohol and drug abuse and depression. That's why.
Oh, well, you used to be handsome, man.
Yeah, thanks.
You still are.
Yeah, do you want me to read all this out?
No.
Just give us the bullet points when you're scrolling
just
down.
Give us the names.
Can I just say,
look at this.
Will Andrews, Francis Baker.
We went down there trying to find how many of them are potential sex offenders.
Well, Janie Godley got cancelled.
Janie Godley got cancelled.
I think it's
for
a shame
being
she got
racist.
cancelled as well, but she got cancelled. Suze Kempner. Does she even do comedy anymore?
Suze Kempner has an apology for being racist.
Oh, Suze Kempner was racist to Nico. Remember that?
She said something about black people or something, and I said, hey. That's a bit racist.
She was on my case a lot.
And she apologised.
Lee
It was hilarious.
A lot of these people, I recognise their names, but I couldn't tell you what they do or who they are.
Doug Segal is such a fanny, such a total fanny. Oh
Say
my
what
God.
you mean, Leah.
Yeah,
I'm surprised to see some of these, like Jojo Sutherland. She's really sound. She's like, because I could like look at Hannah Warman. Why is she? She's not a comedian. Why is she on this fucking list?
Honestly,
Jesus
man,
Christ.
it was all of this at the time. Was all I remember it. This was all fueled by jealousy, and they did such a hatchet
Daniel
job.
Sloss is on there.
They did such a hatchet job on you. You know, the only thing I was disappointed with you on though. You went on-
apologising.
Going on wearing that
No,
polo
using
neck.
Vine.
But you went on, why were you wearing the polo neck on news?
I really wanted to differentiate myself from the character. I really did.
You know what?
I shaved my beard off and everything because I said to my manager, I was like, "Don't they understand it's a fucking character?" And they was like, "No, this is the fucking problem." And I
I
was
think
like,
you're actually called Dapper Laughs
"Yeah."
in real
I
life.
was like, do you know what I mean? And do you know what I was going to do? I was tossed up into, but what it was
It'd been so funny if you had gone on there and just doubled down on it.
No, do you know what I was going to do? I was going to go on and go, yes, hello, how are you? Yes, it's it's Daniel O'Reilly, actually. Do you know what? This has all been part of a case study. It's all been part of a case study on how far I could take it with the media and the likes of you. Yes.
You should have
That
done
would have
that.
been great, man. You should have done
Yeah,
that.
I know. I wish I did, but-
Kumari. Have you seen that?
But I bet there was a lot of pressure on you.
Or if you'd gone on and just tried to pull like Emily Maitlis or whatever.
That'd be so
What
funny.
you're saying, yeah? No, I'll tell you the honest truth, and it's not glamorous at all, but I completely just fell apart. I was absolutely, like, my manager dropped me.
Shit.
Yeah, my manager dropped me. I got sued by various different promoters because I couldn't fulfill the gigs. I had to give back like 120 grand advance. All of my brand deals dropped. My TV show dropped, and my father passed away all in the space of like 3 weeks. So at that point, and the press were coming to the house. They were hounding my mum. They were going to my family's work and my sister and that. And then fucking, I had to put up with every Tom, Dick and Harry wannabe comedian that now wants to be fucking have something to say off the back of it on Twitter. It was all so much that I just said, how can I make it end? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I end up fucking killing myself. And that was, all the platforms wanted to talk to me. And my manager, before he fired me, said, or before he dropped me, said, the biggest platform is Newsnight. If you want to quit and just apologise, and that's it. But honestly, it's the biggest regret. I wish I'd.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me
You
of.
wish you'd never what?
Apologize.
I wish I'd just moved on, and then later on, like later on, like I can look back and go, some of the stuff that I said I wouldn't say now, and so I wish I'd grown through it. I wish I didn't just stop and quit. I still look back on it and think some of the vines and stuff like that were stupid, and if they did incite the wrong type of behaviour, then I'm sorry about that. But I was immature and stupid, like we all are when we were younger. But I wish I didn't just throw in the towel the way I did, because I actually had, in the grand scheme of things, like 40,000 or 60,000 people signed a petition to get me thrown off TV, but I had over 5 million fans.
Whoa.
I had millions and millions of people on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I still have, but I mean, at the time I had over 5 million across my social media, and suddenly they were just like, well, we was backing you.
Yeah.
And
You
where have
kind
you
of,
gone?
And
you walked off.
So what happened? So when you quit, like, what did you do? You just stopped doing stuff?
Yeah,
you
I couldn't post a video, mate, for about a year, because every time I'd post a video or a tweet, the abuse on it from the press, from people, like
Probably quite a small majority if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
it's the vocal 100 people who are just out there gagging to make sure that your life is hell. But what would you say to people who say cancel culture isn't real?
Oh man, I mean, yeah, fucking hell, it fucked me, mate. I couldn't work, and actually, ironically, I'd probably say it's the best thing that ever happened to me, because, like, I'm a multi-millionaire now. Like,
Are you really?
Yeah,
Can I have some-
multi-millionaire,
can I have
right?
some-
And that's from the period where I couldn't work, I couldn't perform, and I couldn't create content. creating businesses through the social media. So that time out where I couldn't get a fucking gig, I couldn't go anywhere, I incubated and grew businesses.
What type of business?
How do we do it?
Yeah, how can we get some money?
We're getting cancelled.
Fuck the show.
I need to do this next week.
So I've got loads of different businesses. Obviously, I've got nightclubs. I've got affiliate. I own a few different brands and affiliates to certain companies. A lot of stuff I probably wouldn't. Some of it I wouldn't talk about. But I've got like big affiliate deals.
Duct tape.
Fucking hell. I ain't saying nothing.
Sorry about that.
They come in and they go, listen, duct tape sales have gone through the roof.
Dapper's duct tape.
But no, I've got loads of small brands, like e-commerce brands and different brands that I promote through I've got like a supercar company, film, TV production company, and I've created a lot of content that's on TV that
People don't know.
They're not allowed. I have to sign NDAs where that I'm not allowed to be attached to it.
Shit.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's actually probably people on that out there that slag me off that I've actually paid to
Man,
be in.
can you
stuff.
take that? Can you take that list and just make sure you?
They never.
Not this guy.
So
Will
you
not
know,
work with him.
So it was the most horrific thing that ever happened to me, but it allowed me to create something away from comedy.
Yeah.
So now I can do what I want in comedy without it being like I have to do stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But you're a strong person though, because that could have broken you and could have I think the goal with cancel culture is no one's actually happy until the person ends up
It's dead.
That's what they're
Oh
going
my God!
for.
Mate, I talk all the time about my mental health and my struggles with stuff, and I go and see a counsellor once a week, and I stopped drinking. I'm like 6 months, coming up 6 months sober in December because I was heavily into drinking and drugs and stuff through that period after especially after my dad passing away, and I considered suicide early on because I was like so embarrassed. It was just horrific. Like, you know, imagine that real quick up. And all your friends and family and everyone around you just sees that.
Yeah, that's mad, man.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's one of the things when the pylon happens that I don't think people really
don't,
do take
No,
on board.
I think they do take that on board. I think they take that on board and they push. It's the same with what happened with Dave Chappelle's trans friend.
There's two types of people. There's people who are just having a quick retweet, and then there's people who are damaged, and then they want to share their pain and make sure someone else is afflicted.
Yeah,
in the same
there are
sort of way.
people who are genuinely nasty and want the worst to happen to you.
Yeah.
Then there's some who
And they
want to
have be
just
kind in their
virtual
fucking bios.
signal, and then there are others who don't really understand the significance of their words. And
Yeah,
shit
they
like
just
that.
want to say, "Oh, look, I'm against this bad
Yeah.
thing as well." So,
Yeah.
But I mean, anyone who's goes through your gig list and finds the venue and messages them direct,
Oh, I still get it.
they're not looking for you.
I
They
still
know
get
what
it now.
they're doing.
I still get it now. Like I'm heavily into golf now. I've had to replace drinking and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't like a raging alcoholic. I wasn't getting up in the morning and drinking, but towards the end of the week, I was like, I've had enough of this, and I'd blow out all weekend. Do you know what I mean? It was like I was a big binge and sesh drinker, and I had to replace that with something else. So I started playing golf, and I got a lot of friends in the industry, and I started playing. I went up to Wentworth, which is like it's £100,000 a year to join there, like all fucking massive celebrities and that. And someone contacted the club and gave them all the list of everything I'd done, all the news articles, all the YouTube things and everything, and they banned me from Wentworth a couple of weeks ago.
What
Do you have any idea who did that?
Mental.
That's crazy.
Nah, but they'd probably be watching this podcast at home in their mum's spare room, wishing wishing they were doing more with their life.
Wearing their mum's skin.
Because we weren't going to talk to you about this. We put it in the things we asked Dapper about this, and Nico's like 7 years ago, but people are still hounding you on this.
Mate, this is what your podcast is about. You can't have me on and not get into it. It's like I think I was one of the first people to really get cancelled.
Yeah. And it was interesting that other comedians sort of joined the pylon then, and I think comedians are getting a bit wiser to it now because some of the people who signed your letter then got cancelled. Like Janie Godley got cancelled because people she was doing some pylons and stuff, and she got cancelled as well. There's like some stuff that she'd said on podcasts and stuff. Some of it was taken out of context, and some of it was just like, you just can't say that. You can't use those words. You know what I mean? So she was hoisted on their own. And like, man, the people the wokest want to come after the most are the. It's like ISIS. I don't know why I'm talking to you. A representative from ISIS. But like ISIS, Islamic fundamentalists hate the apostates the most. The Muslims who then like leave. So wokeists hate the woke people who then say something racist or whatever the most.
I don't think anyone ever accused you of being woke though. So.
You can never be woke enough.
That's a character. I want to see what
you can never be woke enough.
Yeah.
So you're gonna slip up sometime. It's like when like Navratalola, she was seen as a icon for speaking up for gay rights.
Yeah,
then she said the thing about trans people. All of a sudden, she's a villain.
Yeah,
I think the most important thing for everyone that wants to do this, that's interested in creating comedy content, because it's an art form, right? That like the beauty behind making people laugh. Anyone that's actually interested in it needs to find a way of creating their own audience, their own base of things, so they don't depend on TV, mainstream media, or any of these big platforms.
Because the industry.
Because I'm like, I can technically. No, like I'm self-sustained financially now. You can take away my Instagram and whatever, but there's enough people out there that know what I do that you can't really cancel me.
Are you still doing shows?
I do shows, but I don't do like I've done the Troxy just before lockdown. I sold that out in an hour and a half, 2,500 people. I got the O2 next year.
Was it stand up?
Straight stand up. Yeah, I got the O2 Indigo in June. Once these venues don't give a shit if you pay them the money up front. There's the money. I'll sell the tickets.
Do you do clubs to work up material and hone your material?
No, I've got my own nightclub, so I'll just go there and say what the fuck I want in my own nightclub. Do you know what I mean? This was my thinking. Do you know what I mean? No one's going to cast me in films, so I'll make a film production company.
Film,
get my scripts and then fucking get the casting director to cast me in it. No one's going to let me perform, so I'm going to buy nightclubs and when I want to test material, I'll do them in there. And no promoters are going to put me on these big shows or these venues. So I'll put the money up myself, and then I'll go to my fans to buy my tickets that don't mind me saying what I want to say. I don't want to suck TV dick anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that moving away, it's great that the internet sort of gives you that direct connection with your audience.
Yeah.
And like also the industry, having this fucking industry with gatekeepers and stuff, that's what drives the sort of abuse of power and the sexual abuse that happens in the industry.
Yeah.
And like everybody that signs that letter knows it goes on, and they know names of people and stuff, but they're not saying anything about them. They're signing a letter about you, who's made a couple of jokes about
that's because I'm not employing them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the easiest way to make money though?
Do you want me to tell you? Build up a specific niche demographic that likes your comedy, and then find out what they want to buy and sell it to them.
Okay.
And make a list of everything they want to buy.
Yeah.
You know, all the different things they want, and then start businesses in all of them sectors. So, for instance, I've got a supercar business because I know men like supercars. I've done stuff with betting because I know the boys bet. I just finished with a beer brand. Do you know what I mean? Because I know they like beer.
Do you sell gear?
I wish I could sell cocaine. If I sold Bugle, I would be a billionaire.
Okay. And which app do you find is the best for selling shit like that? Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, again, you got to do it. You can't piss off your following. Do you know what I mean? You can't. There's a real fine balance between providing them free entertainment and then asking them to buy something from you. Do you know what I mean? And the sell needs to be very authentic.
Genuine,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It can't. You can't be like, I really need. Like, I've got a nice house now and a McLaren. So the days of me going, guys, this is really going to help if you can just.
You're standing there with 2 kids.
I can't do that.
Guys, look hungry.
I'm just like, look, man, I've made loads of money. I want some more. Fucking buy it. Some people expect, but you know, my missus always says to me, you know, don't be so like show off about it all. But I'm like, no, fuck it, man. Because if it was up to everyone else, I would be fucking dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I love doing little videos when I get like, I've done a TikTok the other day where someone was like, I always get these ones like, ain't this guy cancelled? What the fuck is he doing still trying to be funny? I can't believe you're still about. And then I'll just do a video of me in the McLaren crying. Just put it on there like that. And I'm like, fucking suck that one. Yeah. Anyway, enough about my money.
I've got a McLaren.
Nico, what would you sell? Edibles are legal.
No,
CBD?
not really.
CBD ones.
CBD, yeah.
What's the point of CBD?
Well, it mellows you out, makes you mellow.
You're useless.
And you found a customer right here.
There's actually quite a lot of money in CBD, I heard.
Yeah. But I want the one that does something with the other
THC.
stuff. THC, that's the one. What would your thing that you sell? Oh, actually, we already know what you sell.
What do I sell?
Right-wing nationalism.
Yeah. Lucrative market. No, that's the good thing about being a right-wing comedian. All these left-wing comedians are like, oh my god, you're so awful. And it's like, man, they just got like flea-bitten fucking geography lecturers coming at their gigs. I got people with money, people that like, you know, own grouse moors and stuff come to my shows. And they're
What?
Like, yeah.
That's a grouse moor.
A grouse moor is a moor that you shoot grouse.
Oh, they just own land.
No, it's a specific
what's a moor?
part of land.
What's a
This is why you weren't allowed in Wentworth.
Oh, a moor.
And you're not allowed in either.
I thought it was like cow manure.
How was your show doing before it got cancelled? Like viewing ratings, was it doing good?
Yeah, it was all right. It was probably just above average for ITV2, 380,000 views. But in the grand scheme of things, like on social, like for instance, I get recognised a lot when I walk about. People come and say hello and that, and on average, I do 1 million views on social media a day. Now, do you know what I mean? Through my stories and through content still, and I'm not really relevant. I'm not really the like a big comedian on social media, but 1 million views a day is quite normal now. Do you know what I mean? So social media gets your face in front of people more than TV anyway.
Yeah.
I've never had 1 million views on my
Maybe I should concentrate more on social media.
Yeah, in fact, you add up all my views. It's still not even 1 million.
But I mean, I'm not showing off, but that's the goal, obviously, isn't it? With all of these projects, with your Instagram, with the podcast, to get more faces on what you're saying. So, you know, it's just...
That's amazing, man.
You just got to be really sexist. And, I'm joking.
Which actually we can do. We could do that. I can be sexist.
Yeah, but it's sort of I'm at the point where I've sort of seen the limitations of the circuit. You can go around the circuit for ages. I was like, you know, writing to promoters, oh, can I do your gig? Going and doing a like middle spot for 50 quid or whatever. Then doing, you know, the headlining, and then you get the doubles and stuff. But then there's a sort of cap, there's a limit on how much you can earn.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, if you're going to have a family and have kids and stuff, like it's not, and also you're driving to Leeds and, you know, driving back down, it fucks you.
I'll give you a good example at the moment. There's two comedians, one of them called the Crazy Ginger Cabbie. I don't know if you've seen him.
I've seen him.
Yeah.
And
And
I saw that today, self.
I saw it on Lenny's.
Is it a
post.
Liverpool guy or some shit? Oh, yes, Lenny posted it. Yeah.
And there's another guy called All Right Fans, and these two guys, they're both funny, and I think they're both really funny actually, and they're both quite controversial. And it's a very simple formula. They're coming on and they're talking about things that everyone else is scared to talk about because they don't want to get their account shut down and everything like that. But they're growing a very niche audience, and they got 100,000 followers each, and they go and rent out the Backyard Comedy Club, and for them to get 100 tickets in, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So they bypass the open mic market. They're sitting on their phone creating their comedy, and the next thing they'll be doing stand-up short tours, and then a bigger platform like a TV or something will pick them up because they want their viewers.
Yeah, and they're not having to pay like the PR and all the rest of it and pay for
direct to consumer.
People in.
Yeah,
direct to consumer.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, but you need your niche. That's what it is.
What's your niche,
I
Darius?
don't have a fucking niche. That's my problem. If I had a niche, I wouldn't be here.
I tell you, got
Be
double
driving in my-
down on the Persian community.
Yeah, but I'm not
You
even
don't-
fucking Iranian. I mean, I am, but I don't know nothing about it. You're telling me to double down on shit
You
I don't know.
don't need to.
Yeah, I wasn't.
he wasn't
I
a
wasn't
rapist.
misogynistic. Oh man!
But he pretended to be one.
Oh fucking hell!
But no, you got. I tell you, you got to milk that Persian.
But how?
shit.
But
Or at
do
least
what?
just
Don't
be
put all Persian jokes.
I don't know any Persian
and
jokes.
ham up your accent as well.
Yeah, but I can't do the accent.
Who cares?
Halam ala hamale.
Oh my god!
that, mate.
There you go.
There you go.
But like, at least like, because you're ethnic, but
Yeah,
nobody
that's right.
thinks you're ethnic.
I'm white passing.
Everything's.
It's like who's that guy? Lee Nelson.
Yeah, Lee Nelson.
Simon Brodkin. That was an act.
Yeah.
That whole Lee was it Lee?
Oh, so I
Lee
should be a
Nelson.
character.
That was just ham up.
I thought Darius was
and
a
be
character.
a Persian. come in the gig with a magic carpet or some shit.
You've got the voice for it. You definitely have. Yeah, you got. Yeah.
Yeah, just be
Yeah, you should
ultra
definitely
Persian.
Definitely be more.
can you write some jokes
Every
for me?
just thinks you're white. Every thinks you're a racist white man.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
If you were more ethnic, then you'd get on the BBC and
Yeah,
stuff.
you
I don't want to be on the BBC.
Instead
I
they-
want to do direct to consumer and drive a McLaren.
Ah.
The only McLaren I've got is a pram.
Yeah, but your
Why
problem.
do McLaren make prams?
I don't
They
know.
make 150 grand
I don't
supercars
push prams, brother. I fill 'em.
and prams.
How much is the pram though?
I don't know. How would I know that?
You own one?
Yeah, I also got it.
Right.
She's a woman. I don't buy
Well,
it.
how fast is
Whoa, that was sexist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
It's-
right.
It's
That
leaning.
was
Is
Right, yeah, lean into that. Lean into that. He's left a vacancy for that sort of comedy.
Yeah.
Be the Persian.
Jihadi laughs.
The
How
Persian.
fast-
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
Hey, yo. This is
man.
really offensive, this
Blow
podcast.
Yeah, we need to get cancelled so that we can get a following that can't follow us, but then we can get a...
But in all honesty, if you think about it, like when Dapper Laughs and then thinking, right, what's the most extreme example of the comedy content for this character? And if you've done that, you set up a new Instagram account, you came up with the character, the funky name, and you've done it, and you just rode on every hashtag that was trending. You
Yeah.
go.
Here's the thing.
I'm going to do that.
Yes, here's the thing though.
You're lazy.
Jihadi laughs.
Hang on.
You're
Yes,
too
should do it
lazy.
Because
I'm not.
I'm saying right now.
No. Here's the thing
Yes.
though. You should do
Dapper's
it
my
because
mentor.
characters blow bigger than a regular person. If you
course.
look at the biggest names, Nigel, exactly, Uncle Roger, Dapper Laughs, more blue because of that Julie
Couple of cans.
character, couple of cans character. If you get a character that captures people's imagination, boom, you're sailing, mate.
There's a massive gap in the market right now for a fucking politician character, man. A politician that does not give a fuck.
Like
Boris.
Jonathan Pye type thing. I mean, I know he's a
No,
news,
but an actual,
news guy.
but actually being the guy,
Right, yeah.
being the guy, not reporting about
That's
the guy.
a great
being the guy.
idea.
Just a green screen behind, like you're in Houses of Parliament, just done a line of gear in the toilet,
Yeah.
and you're talking about banning people.
This is my idea. This is my idea. This is my idea. We'd both ruin it anyways.
But now characters are what? They
Yeah.
blow up faster than your regular self, so you should do it.
And it's easier to create content when you're not trying to base it all on your own experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow.
And if you get cancelled, you can say, "Hey, I was just being a character." That's your
What the
out.
fuck? What are you trying to
And
say?
get your polo neck.
But I sincerely hold all of those
we should have
beliefs.
come all dressed in polo necks.
I was actually going to wear a polo neck, but I didn't have one.
No, I've never wore one since. I got known as the turtleneck wanker for fucking. You know what I mean? At my gigs, people started coming when I started doing stand up again. They started coming in roll necks, and my new manager said, "You need to bring out a line of roll necks." I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
I don't know why you came on looking French. Zit
Our Steve Jobs.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah.
Should we talk about something that's happened in the news this week?
Oh, yes, we've got stuff in our little list of things to talk about.
Yeah, so normally we talk about what goes on on the world. What's been going on in
Okay.
the world?
Well,
We've
we've
got
got a list here.
Jussie Smollet passports are basically about to be made compulsory.
What do you think about passports? But don't get us cancelled on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's like they pick up on this stuff,
Yeah.
but I think it's a liberty. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just madness. If you was to take like our granddads or whatever all the way back just after the war and said to them, "Oh, by the way, fast forward, this is what they're going to be doing," they wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know. I'm not for it. I think that everything should be a choice. Do you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to this stuff.
To your own body and stuff. Like, yeah, but we've got that clip from Zara Sultana. So basically, there's this. I'm not making up that name. She's not a character. She's genuinely called Zara Sultana.
She sounds like an evil boss. Do you know what I mean?
She probably is, but she's a Labour MP who she complained that she felt unsafe in the House of Commons.
Oh, yes.
'cause people weren't wearing face masks, and then so we got the clip of her saying like, "Oh, I feel unsafe," and yeah, here she is. So if there she is, Zara Sultana.
And I see most of the Tories not wearing masks. It makes me feel unsafe. It makes my colleagues unsafe.
When no one was wearing a mask.
They should have worn masks.
But Labour Party, did you feel unsafe sitting at Labour Party conference?
I'm sitting in
going
the
to all those
chamber, which
parties,
can be
going
very
to karaoke,
packed.
not wearing masks?
I can sit in the chamber wearing a mask, and I look across and I see hundreds of MPs not wearing masks. There are vulnerable MPs also sitting there, and I think it's a dangerous message to send to the rest of the country.
And is it about a message? Because I mean, Julia's point
purely
anecdotally, but
bizarre.
Julia's Claudio's point that Labour MPs weren't wearing them at a party conference. Should they have been?
I think when we look at the case right now, when we look at the issues in Parliament, when we look at the messaging that's coming out of the Speaker's office,
Probably
this
enough.
is
It's
dangerous
boring
to
now.
Yeah. Well, I think
No showing
yeah, then
pictures
we-
of her.
Then we got the next line. There's her at the Mopo Awards.
not wearing a mask.
Not wearing a mask.
wearing a-
Hanging
So
out
have you
with
got?
all
It's on the
celebs.
next. It's on the next. Like the next thing on the document. Don't
Oh,
scroll
sorry.
down. It's the next tab or the next. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here she is at the Mobile Awards at Coventry.
Right.
And yeah, look at this. So if
No
you
mask.
click on the pictures, look, she's right in the crowds in amongst all the people. No mask. You can click on the picture, make it bigger. And yeah, you click on the picture with like
Yeah,
more
so
people in
she's,
it.
so she's chatting a load of bollocks.
She's quite fit.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
So
Gus
round-
Khan. He's friends. I'm friends with him.
So what's your thought on masks, guys?
We don't wear them.
I don't mind them, but
We,
it's
we,
'cause
we,
it's cold
we
at
give
the
them
moment.
away, but we never actually send them to our fan bases. I have them in my bags.
I have the other one.
Oh,
okay.
it's like so. Basically, we had a competition where you could win a mask from the Dave
A
Chappelle
used
show.
mask.
No,
brand new mask from the Dave Chappelle show, and
Oh wow.
yeah,
This is from Dave
Is that
Chappelle.
the Dave
show.
Chappelle one? That just looks very like Britain First.
Yeah.
you swap that out, Nico.
This is Leo's mask. Anyway, so we now have all the masks that we will give away, but we don't. I've stopped wearing them. I just think at some point you gotta just put your foot down and say no.
Yeah, I think like I got stopped yesterday. We went up to the Tyson Fury to see Tyson Fury at the O2, and I got stopped by the police coming off the train, and he was really angry, man. He was like, "Where's your mask?" I said, I didn't want to say like, "Oh, I've got what do you call it? I'm
Exemption.
exempt," because I didn't want to stand there lying. So I was just like, "I ain't got one." And he's like, "Well, you going to wear one?" I said, "No." And he said, "Well, if I see you without one again, it's £200 fine." And he was really like aggressive with me.
Jesus.
And I thought,
And then he
right.
went McLaren
Yeah, I was
money,
like-
mate. McLaren money,
I was
bro.
like, I don't give a fuck, £200 a fucking train ride, whatever. I'm going back and back, no. But yeah, and I went with it for a long time. I thought out of respect for other people and other people's grandparents, and out of respect. And then I just realised they're making us feel guilty for not wearing a mask, yet they're not
None
fucking
of
wearing
them.
them.
None of them are wearing
It's a
masks.
total
None of
ideological,
them.
partisan, party political thing. It's ridiculous.
It's mental.
And
I
they're joking
didn't
about
wear
it
a
as
mask.
well.
I didn't wear a mask in the first place because you're saying about caring about people's grandparents. I was trying to kill them off, man. I'm going to buy a house. You know? I thought COVID was like one of the. I was like, man, this thing's come along. It's killing the old, the weak, the vulnerable. This is what the
Inheritance
this is
is
what
coming.
everybody's been saying the Tory party been doing for decades, and then this comes along, actually does it, and the Tory party try and stop it. Man, next election I'm voting for COVID.
What about why when they asked you why you didn't wear a mask? What did you say?
Oh, yes, a policeman stopped me at Euston Station. He's like, where's your mask? And I was like, I'm exempt. And I thought I'd better give a reason because it's a policeman. I was like, masks give me anxiety. And he's like, well, where's your lanyard saying that? I was like, lanyards give me anxiety.
I love that. But look, going out on the pool now, it's fuck that, innit? You don't know who's fit, what birds, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to get a bird home and take her mask off. She's got dodgy teeth. You
Same
like
shit
being,
for
like
Darius,
being in
really.
Saudi Arabia.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Good. That's good.
Just being honest.
I like getting asked if I'm wearing a mask because I've had an operation here, right? So
Yeah.
I don't actually have to wear a mask. Really, I am exempt if I don't want to. So if someone says to me, "Are you wearing a mask?" I say I'm exempt, and if they push it, then I'll go, "Oh, I'm exempt." I say, "Where's your thing?" I say, "Listen," and I'll just pull up my thing, and there's a big scar from here to here, and I just watch their face just drop. And I go, "Yeah, you fucking do-gooder cunt." Some
Have you
people
got the video of the policeman arresting that dude?
Yeah,
Yes.
we
Yeah,
did.
let's pull
yeah.
that up.
What's this for? What, for not wearing a mask?
For not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Then there's one with them harassing a granny in Germany.
What?
The police,
mad.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
5 police surrounding this German old lady, and this shit is terrifying, man.
It is.
just play this. Just watch on the guy's right shoulder.
Right. I'm exempt, so I
Right.
don't need a mask.
You're telling me you're
So
exempt.
mind your business, yeah?
Go
Mind
back.
your business.
There, right
You don't
there.
need to ask
No
me
mask.
if I'm exempt. No, you don't need to ask me.
Oh, sure. What's his attitude got to do with anything?
That's the thing.
What's the attitude?
His attitude's illegal?
You don't need to worry. It's my medical history. I'm not asking your medical history. So don't worry. No, you won't. No, you won't. I'll be going. No, you won't.
They just want to be in
But
control,
watch this,
man.
watch this guy. Look, it's under
His
his.
nose out and he's trying to tell me
Yeah, he should be arrested.
when I'm exempt for asthma. So mind your business.
Listen to me.
And let me.
Listen to me. I'm from Manchester.
Oh, detaining you. You're arrested. This is where it's dodgy, isn't it? Because they're actually the police are arresting you because you've pissed them off.
Yeah. And they're using whatever bullshit rules to justify it. The policeman even said, "Oh, it's your attitude." It's like you can't arrest somebody for having a fucking attitude that they've only got because you went up to them and said, "Where's your mask?"
Nico, has it been like this for you all the time? Basically, just because you're black, you'd have all of these fucking policemen just fucking haggling you. No.
Jesus, that took a turn. Now. Fucking hell.
I don't know where that came from.
That was weird.
But no,
I've had it as Dapper Laughs.
it's a power trip. These police people.
Yeah.
A lot of it is a power trip, and you see the man. Oh, it's your attitude. Well, then obviously it's not about a virus then.
Yeah.
Because your mate got it under his nose.
Yeah.
And again, people are saying there are studies that came out that saying the blue masks do literally nothing or hardly anything.
Yeah.
So what's all of this about? It's all compliance.
It's a lot of people who are like teachers' pet at school.
Yeah.
It makes them be teachers' pet when they're grown up.
Yeah,
Like,
There was this comedian talking about comedians like sticking their beak in where it's not wanted. Matt Green posted on Facebook. He's like, "Oh, my neighbours are having a barbecue and I think they've got 7 people instead of 6 people." It's like, what should I do? Should I phone the police? It's like, mind your own fucking business, Matt. And wish that you knew 6 people so you could have a fucking barbecue as well.
I think
fucking hell.
he suffers from being
Stasi
skinny
Yeah,
fat.
that's the thing.
but that's what happened with the Nazis.
Yeah. They turn the people against each other. So it's not them doing the policing. Sometimes your
It's
neighbor,
community.
but doing the harshest policing.
In East Germany, 1 in 7 people work for the Stasi as secret police, but at least they were getting paid. Got these fucking nerds doing it for free.
No, but we 2 of my mates, Lee the barman and another geezer called Char. Char's gone off the Richter scale. Yeah, he was out walking around filming himself. Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing a mask? Like going up to people, harassing them, saying, "Why are you wearing a mask?" And he'd just come from one of my brunches. I'd done a brunch at my club, so I'm on the beginning of his story. He's at Dapper Laughs brunch, and then he's out fucking having a go. And someone had cut it, and it was going viral. Dapper Laughs mate harasses people on the train, right? And I was like, I don't need this shit. So, but all the stuff he was going on about, I was like, you're going fucking mad. But slowly, it's coming true. And he said to me the other day, he was like, remember me saying that, like it's happening now. And he said to me, just listen to this, yeah? When they keep telling you to do things and you can't work out why, like for instance, this Omicron virus, right? It's not as bad as the Delta one. It hasn't killed anyone. There's like 5 people. And then they say everybody in the country has to wear fucking masks now, right? Don't make no sense. They're saying that's because at some point they'll go, but do you know what? If you don't want to wear a mask, just take the COVID vaccine, take the passport. Yeah. Take the passport, right? And then you're like, same as me. You asked me before we come on, have I had the jab and that? And some of my mates were literally like, why the fuck have you had the jab? You're never going to be able to have babies again. I'm like, fucking sweet. That's like, I don't mind. I'm like, babe, I can spunk in you again. No, let's go. But because I wanted to go on holiday. It's exactly the same as that.
The only reason anyone's getting that I know is getting it is because they want to go on holiday.
Nick, you had a joke about it, and then you got such grief from it.
What's the joke?
I was basically, first I went on stage and I said that I haven't had the vax and I got booed. It started hissing at me. Yeah. But then I basically saying, listen, I hate these people who go and virtue signal because they've had the jab. They're like, I did it for the good of society and to help people out. And I'm like, nah, you took the fucking jab because you want to go Magaluf. And and you want to suck some sandy dick. But yeah, I got a lot of grief for that. But there's only 3 comedians doing anti-vax jokes.
Yeah.
That's me, Alistair, and Tanya Edwards.
And me.
Not really.
Yeah. I just fucking the bit about the face of the slag off the NHS. Fucking what more do you want, Nico?
But I'm talking about vaccine stuff. That's the NHS saying you.
Can we stop saying that word? Because we.
But the other thing is with new variants and stuff coming out. Like a new variant comes out whenever the government needs to renew all the contracts because they're making so much money. You saw Owen Patterson had to resign. He had to step down from his seat because he was caught. He's getting backhanders from Randox who do all the PCR testing. So all these contracts, like Matt Hancock's former pub landlord got a contract to produce PPE. Like
fuck?
Transparency International went through and looked at all the contracts and said at least 20% of them are corrupt. You know, it's basically Putin-esque levels of cronyism and like, you know, hand it and graft. So they're getting taxpayers' money, they're getting backhanders from the people they give the contracts to. So, you know, they don't want that gravy train to finish. They're making so much money from it. So new variants are going to come out all the time.
Fear. That's what they do, man. Fear. It's just fear.
Well, even Trevor Noah came out with a video and he said maybe we shouldn't be listening to the Pfizer guy if he's saying we need a new vaccine. Maybe he's not the, you know, equal. And then everyone turned on him. That's what you get, Trevor.
That's like, do you know what that's like? That's like when you stop doing cocaine, but you still get the text messages on the Thursday. That's what it's like. So I mean, what's going on? I've got white, green pills, and you're like, he's the Pfizer guy. But here's the thing. Not that I've stopped doing cocaine. Go on.
Here's the thing, though, is like we give companies too much leeway. Yeah. Like you see how you got cancelled. We should have it should be flipped. Companies should get cancelled if they do fucked up shit. Yeah, and if you look at Pfizer's fucking track record, they've done some horrific shit. Really? They have made false documents. They have there's a scandal in Nigeria where they killed some kids and they were gonna get sued. And they hired private investigators to investigate the politician, dig up dirt on him, and then blackmailed him.
Right. What?
Yeah, and they were gonna get sued for like $7 billion. And they made false documents saying, hey, here are the trial results. They literally went and made up. They didn't do any trials. And like, I can't remember how many kids died, but kids died.
In a horrific way. It wasn't kids just like, it was horrific.
So they've blackmailed, extortion, fake documents, bribery, or you name it, they've done it. And we go, oh yeah, let's take their product. Let's trust these people. But a man does an off-brand joke. Boom, let's kill him. Get rid of him. You know what I mean? It should be flipped. We should be canceling corporations if they fuck up like that because they're putting people's lives at risk.
Yeah, and also they're changing our way of life. I mean, it's fucking insane. I bought a nightclub in Clapham 3 weeks before the first lockdown. I couldn't have anticipated a lockdown ever in my wildest dreams. Bought it. It was empty, and then bang. Like for 2 years, a year it sat there at least. Do you know what I mean? Loads of money. You got to pay all the money on it. Think of how many people saved up money their whole life and then got like a hairdresser's and they were like, right, I'm going to be a hairdresser or a tattoo parlor or something, and then bang, they still got to pay their rent, otherwise the shop fucking refit gets ripped out and it's just kill people. Imagine how many of them people committed suicide. It's mad.
Missed cancer diagnosis over 700,000. It's mad.
And then you look at somewhere like, because a lot of people think, the conspiracy theorists think that it's so that the corporations and the bigger boys can buy up all the small to medium sized businesses and get all that stuff. Because you look at what happened in Canada. Canada shut down all the small, medium sized shops and whatnot, and the barbers, the hairdressers and whatnot. Yeah. But if you were in a mall, they were open. The big malls and the big chains were allowed to open, but you couldn't go and get a haircut or you know what I mean. So
there's loads of theories behind it. One of my mates thinks it's. I mean, if you've ever watched that David Attenborough thing where he's talking about how the population has grown in the world over time, that it's fucking unsustainable. So people think that it's just a natural way to get rid of people, and other people think it's to get rid of money, to get rid of cash money.
Yeah, we're moving to a cashless society, man. Because I can't spend my cash everywhere I go. Like Gail's Bakery, all in Steen Bakery. Yeah, then I went to All in Steen Bakery, which is even more expensive than Gail's Bakery. Wow. Man, it's mad.
I think they have to take cash.
They don't. Only if you. Well, no. Technically, if you say to them, "Well, I don't. I only have cash," you can walk out. Technically, like what they're going to do? Hold you in there, make you fucking regurgitate the fucking. Do you know what I mean? Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
So I should do that. You have to eat the food first. I've got to eat the food
first because I was just getting a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Eat it in there and then go, a whole loaf.
Yeah. Have you got any margarine?
But no, I think that, if you think about it, the government is interested in tax, right?
Yeah.
So if you're getting paid cash for stuff and you're not paying the tax on it, there's fucking millions and millions of pounds. I mean, cash flies about all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
And also, if you're a criminal on the run
I'm not.
How do you get about cash?
Yeah.
So
and that's why Bitcoin, that's driving the sort of popularity of Bitcoin. The fact it can be used by criminals for transactions. It's basically digital cash. Nobody can. Have you got Bitcoin?
I've got loads of crypto. Yeah.
No way.
Not Bitcoin though.
What have you got? Ethereum.
I have got Ethereum. Yeah.
What other ones have you got? Tell us so we can buy into some. How do you buy your Bitcoin? What do you use?
On an app called KuCoin. I use. Yeah.
KuCoin.
Darius has got a guy he meets in the pub. sells him actual.
Actually, I bought Ethereum when it was cheap, and and it would cost nothing. I told Leo to get some, and he went, "Oh, it's like tulips," and then he didn't buy it, and now it's worth shitloads.
It's safe. It's safe. That is. Yeah.
Told you. You would have.
Well, how much has it gone up?
Well, I put like 500 quid in. Now it's worth £50,000.
Are you fucking serious?
No.
I was going to say, would you buy that back in the fucking war?
He bought out the day. Came
Well,
on.
I made a huge mistake, obviously.
Tell us your mistake.
So I started thinking to myself, what I could do is I could become a day trader of cryptocurrency. So if you buy it, because it goes up and down in the day, right?
Just try and nick money.
Yeah, try and steal money. So I thought I did that. I lost, but I didn't. I basically fucked up. I lost about £1,000 in like 1 minute. I lost £1,000 instantly.
Fuck.
Then I panicked. Right, I'm putting it all into Bitcoin out of Ethereum, and then Ethereum just went like that, and Bitcoin just kind of went like that. Yeah. So I was like. I'm still up much more than when I started. But if I just left it alone, if I'd have left £500 alone when I put it in a few years ago, it'd be worth like, I think at its peak it got up to like $9,000 from 500, which is a lot.
That's amazing.
But I had about 5 Ethereums or whatever you call, but now I don't know how much they're worth. But anyway, my trying to sell on margin just lost money with the actual trades by doing it wrong, then lost money with the transfer fee.
Yeah, it's fucking complicated. Yeah.
So how does this work?
I just buy and hold, man. I just gonna hold.
That's what you got to do. It's like a 2-year thing.
Yeah, I just gonna hold.
Have you got crypto as well?
Yeah, I bought Bitcoin.
What are you using? What app?
Solana's Cardano. What's the other one?
Ripple.
And just a random one that I was like,
Ripple.
fuck it, let's
XRP.
try this one.
What's your best one that we might not know about?
Well, I made a good bit of dough on Shib a little while ago, but I pulled out of that. Made a nice little McLaren out of that. But no, there's loads of them. Like, just stay safe. Just stay safe. Like you say, the Ethereum, stick it in and leave it there.
Ethereum will make you money. I think if you put like $1,000 in Ethereum, 3 years time.
What was that one that Ollie was talking about?
Man, Ollie talked about some shit one, and he said I was going to make loads.
What was it called? I can't fucking remember.
I don't know, but it's
there's a Squid Game. There's a Squid Game coin.
Yeah, there was.
Which basically you could put money in, but you couldn't get it out.
Yeah, so but that's all the new ones. That's how they do. Yeah, I've actually got an app. I've got an OnlyFans app that's coming out. Yeah, but it's all cryptocurrency based because this is true as well. And on the demographic.
So you're a technical person?
No, but
so you hire people.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
And there's a big gap in the market for like all the banks have stopped working with OnlyFans, so the girls are all making money on it, but Barclays and all that, they won't let them take their money out.
So how do they take their money out then?
Well, they've got to use like PayPal. It's hard and it takes months. It can take months.
The percentages that
the percentage are huge.
Are huge.
So we saw a huge gap in the market for cryptocurrency for 2 reasons. One, the banks, and if you're having a wank, right, you don't want the bank and everyone to know where you're spending your money, right? Or your missus seeing the joint account and all that. So cryptocurrency is good, and the girls can withdraw instantly, straight away, low percentage.
Yeah,
and it's bang on my demographic, right?
Yeah. Good idea.
Man, this guy's a hustler.
Clever.
Well, have you got into any NFTs? Has Dapper Laughs vines been sold on NFTs?
I've never done any of my stuff, but my business partner has got he's actually got an NFT platform. There's billions in it, yeah. I don't know if anyone would buy my stuff. I think you need to be... I don't know, maybe. Well, I don't understand it, to be completely honest with you.
NFTs are going to be really interesting for...
Metaverse.
Well, not even that, but like for the arts. Like how you sell a comedy album or a comedy special will be transformed by this. I don't exactly understand it.
Yeah, it's the thing. Tory Lanez released... a few months back, he released his music album as an NFT, charging $1 for each copy, and he sold over 1 million copies, and all of it went to him. Directly. And
so
he said,
individual...
"This is the most I've ever made from any album I've ever done, because there was no publishing or whatever company taking cuts or agents." He's like, "Dude, I am literally making $1 million from 1 million sales.
Yeah, that's because each individual thing will be classified as like a piece of art.
A unique one, yeah.
Wow.
But it's good. It's huge for like big companies like Nike and Adidas and stuff like that for or for like the resale game as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a big resale market on trainers that they don't actually get any money in. But like when someone resells a pair of trainers with an NFT, 5% will go back to
smart contracts
to Nike, and they'll be getting a piece of that action. It might only be 5% or 1%, but on the resale market for hot trainers, it's huge. If you're going to like big stadiums and stuff, they're selling tickets to the World Cup final as an NFT.
Yeah, so you can have it forever.
But if someone wants to buy, the 2022 World Cup final tickets, instead of selling those ticket stubs, that's a resale market. FIFA will get a cut of that. So
it seems really cunty.
But all of this
like
is
second hand. So Oxfam are going to be paying loads of tax to like Nike.
I don't think anyone puts Nike in the Oxfam. But all of this is all come about because of phones, and it's all good for some reasons, but this is going to be part of the Chinese social credit scores, which is going to roll in with the vaccine. I guess if you've got Bitcoin, then they're going to be away from that.
They're also bringing
we're going
small
deep
condoms.
now. This is deep.
No, here's my conspiracy.
We're talking about flags.
Here's my conspiracy theory. The metaverse.
What's the Facebook?
Yeah.
No, so it's
virtual reality world.
Right. Yeah. Virtual reality world. This is going to be the first time we're spending most of our time in a virtual world rather than a physical world when it gets off popping. No, I think this is a plan to facilitate the WEF thing. You remember they had that slogan, "You will own nothing and be happy." You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. Right.
So Schwab.
Right. It's going to have people more in the visual virtual world whilst they are buying up all the property and all the land and whatnot. And we're going to be there sat thinking we're happy in this virtual world.
Because we got a mansion.
We got a mansion in the virtual world, but nothing in the physical world.
Yeah. Fucking hell, that's deep.
So that's my theory, conspiracy theory. The metaverse is there to fool us into going straight into the metaverse.
Of course it is. If you imagine the people running this shit, the Zuckerbergs and all that, they're looking at us, they're looking like going, right, they might think they're doing the greater good because we're draining the resources of the planet, and they're like, right, we need to pull all of that down and put them in but it's mad if you think about what our kids might be doing.
Yeah. But I could have a virtual McLaren though.
Yes. And OnlyFans in the metaverse.
I was doing this joke saying I don't want no metaverse because I don't want to be broke in the royal world and the metaverse. You know what I mean? I don't want to be unsuccessful two places.
But it's still some benefits to it. You could just be at home but really be at a strip club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I had Darius had these like
Oculus.
Oculus.
Have you used
no,
it?
the one you gave to me that had you put your phone in it.
Oh, Galaxy.
And oh my god, the virtual reality porn. There was a girl there sucking my dick.
That's
it was amazing. My dick was black for some reason. It was amazing.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I've never done that.
You never looked at virtual reality porn?
I've never looked at virtual reality porn. No.
Oh, mate.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Can you get it on the Oculus then?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
How?
You just go on the browser and you just go Pornhub on the browser.
Tonight my missus is going to come in, I'm going to be like
and then you get cancelled in the metaverse.
Oh no! Can you get cancelled in the metaverse?
I bet you can get cancelled.
Yeah.
I got cancelled. So in the metaverse, you know that Oculus, right? They had like an open mic comedy thing.
Oh yeah, so
you could go into you could do comedy in this open mic thing. So
on Oculus.
Yeah, on Oculus. If you go on Oculus, it's called Outspace or something, and they got Altspace, and they've got comedy nights on there. And I just used to go in and heckle the acts, and then I got banned from all the comedy rooms because I was just being racist and
just like the real world.
Yeah, it's like the real world.
Could you not go on and perform, but not as yourself?
Well, you're not yourself. You're avatar. So you make your own.
I've got to do that. Go and do some old school Dapper Laughs stand up.
Do it. Try it.
Darius, you should get an avatar as K Kurd.
Well, you know what? What I wanted to do is do a make a video of trolling people in the metaverse from the because I would go up to them and start chatting them up or trying to just do funny things.
That's cool. That'd be funny.
It was quite funny, but then there's some of them just don't react, or it doesn't quite come across on the video.
Listen, mental health is going to plummet.
Oh, man.
It's already plummeting from social media, but when Metaverse comes in, there's going to be a mental health crisis, like proper.
And also, if you take someone that's frustrated and angry at their life and put them in a world where they can do anything, mate, they're going to go around I'll go around kicking the fuck out of people.
It's just GTA.
Like,
it would,
just real life GTA.
We're inviting chaos on society, mate. And you need human interaction to build empathy and all that kind of stuff. Face to face, that's how you learn about, communication and facial recognition and empathy, emotional intelligence. All of that is going to go by the way.
And they're starting with the kids. Like you saw, man, it was terrifying. The kids were like, they had boxes drawn in the playground and the kids had to sit in each box. They weren't allowed to play together. And this disease doesn't even affect kids, which is one of the bad things about it. You know what I mean?
But I think this stops when people say it stops and when you just...
Yeah, I mean, I done a massive piece today on my Instagram where I done a video where I was fucking full on ranting. I was like, they're sniffing coke in the thing, and then Boris is out knocking on doors, like looking like a fucking penguin. Like, it's like they've been busted having their sesh, so they're out fucking up everyone else's sesh, and then they're telling us that we got to wear masks, we got to all do this, and they're not. And then we see them on there doing their press conferences. They don't know the camera's rolling, and they're literally fucking laughing at us. Right. And I've done this piece, and I'm like, they can stick their rules up their arse, and it's a bit out there. I shouldn't really be saying it, but because it is the sort of thing that can get your account restricted and whatever. But the response to it in the comments was like, every single person was like, yeah, fuck this, man.
Yeah. So people are starting to realise.
Really badly, and they're getting angry. And I don't think another lockdown's going to fly. Like,
well, if they don't do furlough, no one's going on lockdown.
That's why it's popular. It's like 80% of your salary to sit in your arse doing fucking nothing. Obviously, that's going to be popular. But man, anybody who's following the rules now is the sort of person who like ejects their fucking USB thing before removing it.
Yeah. And the sort of person that does Metaverse stand-up comedy gigs. I'm going to check that out.
It's good, man. Check it out. It's funny. It was quite... That Oculus, the thing is about this Metaverse, I don't know how big it will be. People are already quitting Facebook in their droves. Facebook's dead now.
I only go on Facebook for like, there's a page that's got gig offers, and apart from that, like...
But you know what's happening as well, though? The NFTs are driving people to the Metaverse, because in the Metaverse, you will have, like... You can have a piece of a video or whatnot and show that in the Metaverse, and you'll be the only person who can have that.
There'll be museums in there and that.
Yeah. So people will go and, go see this guy's blah, blah, blah. So the NFTs is linked to the Metaverse, so it'd be like as you said, like a museum.
And you can buy cryptocurrency in the Metaverse.
So it sounds like a shit version of the internet. On the internet, you can just go watch the video, and you don't need to worry about who owns it or whatever. But on the Metaverse,
if you think about it,
it's a prestige thing. It's a prestige.
Of course,
thing.
It is. It's rich people making rich people feel richer, or making rich people feel more popular.
I think Jack Dorsey sold the first tweet as an NFT or something.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So
and then he's sort of packed in Twitter.
He's bunks now.
Yeah, he's gone.
Man, I should try and maybe sell my Newsnight interview as an NFT.
Yeah, that would be good. Sell it, man. That would be funny.
What have you done with the original turtleneck?
I burnt that. I just drowned my tears in it one night like that, covered in cocaine and tears.
Do we have anything else on the topics on the list that we wanted?
With the Jussie Smollet thing was kind of weird.
Oh yeah, do you know about Jussie Smollet? You'll remember Jussie Smollet.
Jussie Smollet.
He's going to court for staging the attack from the Trump bans against him. But
scroll down.
But the two guys who attacked him, he wanked off with them just before he went there.
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah. Why not?
What?
So he got two guys to attack him, part of the thing. But before he did, they just went and wanked each other off, or they wanked together.
They were in
good luck.
They were in a gay sauna.
Oh, they all had a wank.
Together.
That's
what we do at this podcast. We have the pre-podcast wank.
Yeah.
That's why it's in Vauxhall.
I missed that. I missed that. That's why it smells salty in here.
Oh man, you know what tastes like cum? Allegedly. You know what tastes like cum? If you eat cold chicken and olives.
I don't know what cum tastes like. So
I know. Well, you've never eaten your own cum.
No,
You've eaten your own cum.
Say it again,
That's
please.
disgusting.
It's not that disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
What if you're fucking a girl and you like cum in her face, or you cum in her or whatever, and then like later on you're eating her pussy or whatever?
I'd have 2 separate girls for that.
Yeah. I just prefer eating olives.
I'm talking to the less successful comedians.
Next time I'm eating chicken and olives, I'm going to think of you, mate.
Yeah. I actually, no, because I ate it, then I went to my girlfriend, and she's like, you know, your breath smells like cum. I was like, yeah.
Had you just been in Vauxhall?
Quickly, I came up with, I've just eaten some chicken and olives. No,
I've just sucked off a man.
Cold chicken and olives.
Cold chicken and olives.
Yeah,
This podcast
really,
is
like,
taking
unbelievable.
What are we supposed to do with that information?
Smells like cum. It might come up in a fucking pub quiz. How do you make your breath smell like cum? Or it might be you'll be at a buffet and all that's left is like cold chicken and fucking green olives, and you'll know to avoid
and you'll be like, no, I don't want to feel like I've just sucked someone
one
off.
or the other. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to be breathing cum over everybody.
That's disgusting.
Anyway, what are you saying about Jussie Smollet?
I don't know. I just wanked someone off, didn't he?
So has this come? So when they're in the court and that, this is actually coming up. So they're going, right. So actually, what happened was you guys were together and wanked off in the sauna, so you knew each other before, and they're admitting this stuff.
Yeah, so it's all happening in the trial. And
I love America, man.
It's amazing.
I love America.
And the crazy thing is, he's not been cancelled.
No?
He's still on the show.
Wait, he's still on the show?
I think he's still on the show.
No, he's been dropped from the show.
Nah, there's no way he's on
But
that show.
his
There's
agent
no way.
is not. He's still on CAA. I was watching
what's
Shane
CAA?
Gillis. Big agency. Shane Gillis was like, he got dropped from everything for his podcasting from SNL, all of that sort of stuff. Jussie Smollett basically lied to the police about a hate crime that never occurred.
So what was his benefit of doing this? Becoming more popular?
So he was worried he was going to get dropped from his show, and he also wanted to negotiate a higher salary. So he was getting $100,000 an episode on Empire. So he staged this racist, homophobic attack against himself
To build support.
Yeah, really racially, socially
And
divisive
raises,
thing to do.
profile.
But it was
So he got these 2 Nigerian brothers, like actual brothers. I'm not using 70s vernacular to stage this attack, and they like sprayed him with bleach. They were wearing MAGA hats. They
had a noose.
put a noose around his neck, and it just shows why actors need writers. That's like a fucking Scooby Doo episode.
Mate, that's mental.
It's like we also burgled by a guy in a stripy top carrying a bag with swag written on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's mental. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say to that, but the pure fact that they wanked each other off first.
Yeah. Look, he's going for the full like points on this.
But you know what? That's he's probably like, look, listen, guys, we've got to meet up before and discuss like how this is going to go down. Where do you want to meet? The sauna and that.
No, he was having a sexual relationship with one of the brothers.
Were they in clan robes?
Oh,
no,
man.
I think
they had MAGA hats.
I don't know.
Apparently, according to his police statement, they were wearing MAGA hats, but I don't think they actually were.
But he's not denying that they attacked him. He's not denying that he's just denying the sort of motives and stuff. He's denying that he asked them to attack him. It's really weird.
Denying wanking off.
He said he wanked them off.
Oh.
They've said that
It tastes like chicken and olives.
if they gave him $1 million, they wouldn't testify.
Right.
So.
Oh, right. So they done this and then they tried to bribe him.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I mean, everyone's a cunt in this whole.
This whole thing is a mess, man.
Absolute shit show.
But what's the world coming to when you can't get wanked off by a couple of brothers and stage a racist attack and get away with it?
Yeah. Mad.
Why can't you get jacked off by MAGA wearing hats?
Wouldn't happen in the metaverse.
Sauna, you know what I mean?
No, but that's going to be a movie one day. It'd just be steam.
I think it already is, but
steaming like, I've got an idea.
Can you imagine how much that NFT will sell for?
Oh man. Cool.
Did we have anything else?
I think that's it. The other thing.
Haven't you got the German woman though?
The German woman
getting harassed by the couple.
Oh, is this podcast going to be allowed to go on air?
Nah.
Why?
I doubt it.
Because
There's too much vaccine shit in it.
Yeah, too much vax stuff.
But is the German work? Because we already had a vaccine thing already.
We've done that. We've done a Russian.
What do you mean on air? As in like on
YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, you put it out there, but maybe bleep the vaccine.
Yeah,
Just
that's a
bleep
good
it.
idea.
Yeah, Vittoria has to do some work.
Yeah, let's make him do lots of work.
Yeah.
Vaccine. I can't.
We just keep saying it now. Just make the job harder.
What's this conversion therapy bill? This seems like a fun topic.
Yeah, I don't know if it. I don't
think that's really the one.
I think we've done enough time.
Should
now.
we do some little plugs and then wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we're running out of steam. What do you think?
Yeah, let's.
I'm happy. It was, the gay sauna bit ended it for me. I'm lying.
I was all out of chicken and olives.
It was really interesting. Yeah.
Like, do you know what tastes like cum? I'm like, nah, bro.
Oh man, so what? Any girl you're having sex with that you've ever had sex with, you come in her and then you just you're like, jump in a cab. And
the best thing is Leo trying to convince us. Yeah, it's obviously it's normal to eat your own cum.
No, but not eat it. I don't fucking
eat it.
like. But you get some in your mouth when you go down on her after you come in her.
Spit it out.
Why
you
do you
taste
go
it.
down on a woman after you've come in her?
Because we're fucking having sex. Well, you come once and that's it.
Well, don't go fucking come in her and then go down on her.
I'm an animal.
I'm
an animal.
I'm from the Caribbean and we're not allowed to eat pum pum.
Is that a true thing?
That's a true thing.
Man,
exactly.
What about us? Are you allowed to eat us?
On certain occasions.
On Sundays. On Sundays, you're allowed to eat
Friday.
Man, I don't know. Well, I attribute my not needing a vaccine to the fact that I eat ass.
And your own cum.
It's George's marvellous medicine.
If anyone comes and asks you where your mask is, just say, look, smell that.
You have an eating ass passport there.
I'm all right for COVID. I drink my own spunk.
Oh man! I think that's as good a time as any to wrap up this pod. Dapper, where can people find you everywhere? Tell us about all the stuff that you want to plug.
Just grab me on Instagram, man, at Dapper's Instagram. For a variety of comedy and characters, and yeah, man. I'm uncancelled.
Where's this? Where can we come and brunch with you at this nightclub?
My nightclub's in Clapham, Lit Clapham.
Lit. Where's the next time you're doing a gig, man?
Yeah, I'm doing one. I've got one at Christmas, but it's sold out, unfortunately. Quite popular. So
give us free tickets.
I'll give you guys free tickets to the one. They come to the O2 show. That's the nice big one. Yeah.
Can I be a support act?
Can we?
Yeah. I'm not sure actually after the old spunk thing.
Different mic, please.
Yeah, my followers would be like, this guy's weird.
Can we get one? Can we come to the O2 gig?
Yeah.
And two, can we get 2 free tickets for any possible thingies for any?
Can we do a competition?
Please.
Yeah,
don't, because you're rich.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, of course.
All right,
they'll never get them anyway. So.
It's just you guys ain't coming.
We meant to give this about 2 months ago.
Yeah. We're gonna send you some NFTs, guys.
But if they turn up to the place, they can have it.
The person who's supposed to get this is like been arrested and then died from COVID because they haven't had the mask.
Okay, so if you want to win 2 tickets, when is the show? It's at the O2. When is it?
That's in June. But I'll tell you what, I'm doing loads of warm-up gigs at my club. And do you know what? I am in the process of putting together a little couple of warm-up acts and a host. So if you guys want to actually help me stand up,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, wicked, man.
And they can win some tickets to any one of your shows.
Yeah, man. Lit, come down. And if you Friday, Saturday night, if you just want to get off your nut and party, go down there as well. But we don't actually condone drug use. So just do your cocaine before you arrive.
Do it all in one go.
So if you want to win tickets to Dapper's show, just leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Is that how it works, Mooch?
Yeah.
And we'll choose one.
And we will not send you anything.
But we'll tell you it's different for a show though, because you just have to turn up and you say your name and you get let in.
That's it.
When I have to do the admin, it's not happening.
Oh man, I really trust Darius putting his name on the guest list. You're gonna get the train from fucking Newcastle.
You say that. Hang on. You say that. But Leo's like, dude, this guy wants to give you some Chappelle tickets. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, cool. All you gotta do is go down there and say your name. I got on there with my wife and they're like, yeah, Nico for the Chappelle show. They're like, you're not on the list, man. And I'm shitting bricks. And I had to call Leo to call the guy to get a game.
Oh man,
did you get in the end?
Yeah, I got in.
That wasn't my oversight.
I was like, for fuck's sake, Leo. Oh shit! Because the woman had a spreadsheet with a name, and I was like, there is no year with on there. I can see it right now.
Just straight down to Y. Nothing.
I was cussing you so much. I was like, fuck this fucking guy. Because before I went, I was like, Leo, is this a scam? Is this a fucking scam?
I was like, I fucking hope not. So I'm going next week.
Oh man. But yeah, Friday nights 2 for 1 chicken and olive cocktails. Let's get down. The drinks will keep coming. All right, no more puns. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being on. Thank you.
Really great pod.
Like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Gang, gang.